Have you ever felt this strange emptiness even when you have everything? You've got the house, the job, the money, maybe even the family people dream of. On the outside, it all looks perfect. But deep inside, a silent void. You smile in front of others, but when you're alone at night, one question keeps haunting you. Why do I still feel so empty, even when I have it all? Have you ever noticed how life can look perfect on the outside, but still feel incomplete on the inside? You wake up in a comfortable bed, you drive a nice car, crawl through a phone filled with notifications, and yet something deep inside whispers, this isn't enough. It's confusing, isn't it? You worked so hard for this life. You sacrifice sleep, weekends, maybe even relationships. People look at you and say, you're successful, and you smile back. But late at night, when the noise of the world fades, that emptiness returns. Let me tell you this, emptiness doesn't come from what's missing in your bank account. It comes from what's missing in your heart. You can collect every shiny thing in the world, but if you've lost connection with yourself, you've forgotten why you're even here. No achievement will ever feel enough. Because fulfillment doesn't come from more. It comes from meaning. It comes from moments of truth, when you're honest about what you really want. It comes from connection, when you sit with someone and truly feel seen. It comes from purpose, when your actions are bigger than just you. Think about it. The laughter that made you forget time. The silence of a sunset that made you feel whole. The moments when you gave without expecting anything in return. That's when your heart felt alive. So maybe the question is not, why do I still feel empty even when I have everything? Maybe the real question is, what is that one thing my soul is still waiting for? Key, one success without purpose. Picture this, you've spent years grinding. The lights at the office, endless emails, working while others sleep. You sacrifice family dinners, you miss birthdays, you even lose touch with friends. Finally, one day, you arrive. The position is yours. Car is parked in your driveway. The salary hits your account. From the outside, people admire you. They say, you made it. But deep inside, you feel nothing. No spark, no fire. Just an empty silence. The struggle, spending years chasing success, only to realize you don't even know why you wanted it in the first place. See, here's the lesson. Success without purpose is like climbing a tall mountain, only to realize you were on the wrong one all along. The higher you go, the emptier it feels, because you're not climbing for yourself, you're climbing for approval, for image, for ego. The truth is, money, titles, trophies, they can fill your shelves, but they cannot fill your soul. Purpose is what gives success meaning. Without it, the applause fades, the achievements blur, and you're left asking all there is. So remember this, without purpose, success is just pressure. With purpose, even the smallest step feels like victory. A key to material wealth, the inner wealth. You can walk into a house filled with expensive furniture, the latest gadgets, and walls decorated with luxury, but still feel an emptiness inside that no design can hide. You can sleep on the most comfortable mattress in the world, and yet toss and turn all night because your mind is restless. You can have a closet full of clothes, but still wake up feeling like something is missing. That's the struggle. We confuse material comfort with inner peace. We chase wealth thinking it will fix what's broken inside. But money cannot silence anxiety. A big house cannot heal a lonely heart. A luxury car cannot drive you away from emptiness. Here's the lesson. Comfort is external, but peace is internal. You can buy things that make life easier. You cannot buy things that make life meaningful. Wealth can decorate your life, but it cannot define your life. People spend years collecting more, hoping the next purchase will finally make them feel complete. The truth is, no matter how much you collect, you can never fill an inner void with outer things. Because fulfillment doesn't come from what's in your wallet, it comes from what's in your heart. True wealth is not counted in currency, it's counted in clarity, it's counted in moments where you feel alive, connected, and at peace with yourself. Money can make you rich, but only peace can make you whole Key 3, lack of authentic connection. Have you ever been in a room full of people, laughter all around, music playing, conversations buzzing, yet inside you feel completely alone? One of the most painful struggles, being surrounded by noise but starving for connection. People greet you, they ask how you're doing, you smile back, but deep down you know no one is really listening. No one sees the real you, and that's the struggle. Having company but not connection. Having followers but not friends. Talking to dozens of people every day but not having one person you can call at 2 a.m. when the world feels heavy. Here's the lesson: loneliness is not the absence of people, it's the absence of understanding. You can sit with hundreds but still feel empty if no one truly gets you. And you can sit with just one soul and feel full if that person sees you, accepts you, understands you. Humans are not built just for company, we're built for connection. And when we ignore that, emptiness becomes louder and louder inside us. Think about it. What truly makes life meaningful isn't how many people know your name, it's how many people know your heart. Isn't about the crowd cheering for you, it's about the few who stand by you when the noise fades. You don't need 1,000 people around you. You just need one soul who truly understands you. K4, living for others' approval. From the time we're children, we're trained to perform for others. We study hard to get good grades, so our parents smile. We play sports to win medals, so our teachers are proud. We pick careers not because they light us up, but because society respects them. Adults, the pattern doesn't stop. We buy the car that looks impressive. We wear the clothes that gain compliments. We post the photos that get likes. But here's the struggle: living your whole life chasing claps from others, only to realize those claps fade faster than you think. One moment, everyone is cheering, and the next, silence. And in that silence, you're left face to face with the truth. You never lived for yourself. The lesson is simple but hard to accept. Approval is borrowed, emptiness is owned. The applause of others can make you feel good for a moment, but it cannot carry you through the night. External validation is like a drug. You need more and more of it. And when it's gone, the withdrawal is painful. Real peace comes when you stop asking, "What will people think of me?" and start asking, "What do I think of me?" Think about it. Every great leader, every innovator, every world changer, they were once criticized. They were laughed at. They were doubted. But they kept going. Their drive didn't come from the crowd. It came from within. Stop living for the applause and start living for the cause. Key 5, ignoring your inner self. We live in a world that never stops running. Wake up, check the phone, rush to work, chase deadlines, meet targets, attend events, scroll through endless feeds. And in this constant noise, one voice gets silenced. Your own. The struggle, we become so busy chasing everything outside of us that we forget to look inside. We think, if I just achieve this next goal, if I just buy that next thing, I just reach that next level, then I'll feel complete. But no matter how much you achieve, that inner whisper keeps reminding you, "You've ignored me." Here's the lesson. Fulfillment doesn't come from adding more layers outside. It comes from listening to the voice within. That quiet voice that asks, "What do I really need? What truly makes me feel alive? What gives me peace, even when no one is watching?" When you ignore that voice, life feels heavy, even when you're successful. But when you listen to it, suddenly the noise fades, clarity begins. Think about it. You can spend your whole life chasing achievements and still feel empty. But spend just a few moments being honest with yourself, and that honesty can bring more peace than years of running. The loudest emptiness comes when you silence your own heart. Key 6, comparison and endless desire. You finally get the car you always dreamed of. For the first week, your heart races every time you start the engine. You feel proud, excited, alive. But then you notice your neighbor's car, newer, shinier, faster. And suddenly your dream feels small. The joy fades, replaced by dissatisfaction. That's the struggle. Every time you reach something, your eyes immediately shift to what you don't have. The phone, the watch, the house, the vacation. There is always someone who seems to have more. And comparison makes your achievements look tiny, even though they once felt huge. Here's the lesson: comparison is a thief. It doesn't just steal your joy, it steals your gratitude. It blinds you from seeing how far you've come, tricks you into thinking you're always behind. And the more you compare, the hungrier your desires become. It's a race with no finish line. Because no matter how much you collect, there will always be someone ahead, always something newer, always something shinier. If you measure your life against others, emptiness will always win. Think about it. Your car was enough until you saw someone else's. Your home was enough until you stepped into theirs. Your life was enough until you compared it. Gratitude is what makes enough feel like plenty. The race of comparison has no finish line. Run your own race, or emptiness will always outrun you. K7 Lack of growth. Look at a tree. The moment it stops growing, it doesn't stay the same. It begins to wither. Life works the same way. Struggle for many people isn't that they don't have enough. It's that they've stopped growing. They wake up, go to work, come back, scroll a little, sleep, and repeat. The routine looks stable, but inside it feels empty. Stability without growth turns into stagnation, and stagnation feels like slow death. You might have the salary, the house, the security, but if you're not evolving, if you're not learning, you're not stretching beyond yesterday's version of yourself, life begins to feel small. Here's the lesson: growth is oxygen for the soul. Without it, you suffocate, not physically, but emotionally, spiritually. The reason you feel stuck is not because you lack things. It's because you've stopped expanding. Every human heart craves progress. Even a small step forward, even a tiny improvement, spark more joy than sitting in comfort for years. The emptiness creeps in when days look the same, when challenges disappear, when you've stopped asking, what else can I become? Think about it. When you were learning something new, when you were chasing a skill, when you were pushing past your limits, that's when you felt alive. It wasn't easy, but it was meaningful. What gives us a sense of movement, of becoming more than we were yesterday? The day you stop growing is the day emptiness starts winning. Key 8, lack of contribution. Think back to a time when you helped someone, not because you had to, because you wanted to. Maybe you gave food to a hungry child. Maybe you comforted a friend who was breaking down. Or maybe you just gave a stranger a smile that lifted their day. Do you remember that feeling? Spark inside your chest, that quiet joy. Now compare it to the moment you bought something for yourself. A new gadget, a new outfit, a new car. The excitement was there, but it faded quickly, didn't it? The struggle, we keep chasing happiness in what we can take, when the deepest fulfillment comes from what we give. We live in a world that tells us, collect more, own more, achieve more. But no matter how much we take, emptiness stays. Why? Because humans are not designed only to consume, we are designed to contribute. Here's the lesson: fulfillment is not in accumulation, it's in contribution. When you add value to someone else's life, you add meaning to your own. True wealth is not measured by how much you keep, it's measured by how much you share. Think about the people you admire most in history. They're remembered not for what they owned, but for what they gave. Teachers, visionaries, they left an impact because they contributed beyond themselves. And contribution doesn't always mean grand gestures. It could be a kind word, a helping hand, sharing your knowledge, or simply showing up when someone needs you. Contribution reminds you that your life is bigger than just you, connects you to something greater. You don't need everything to feel full. You just need to give something that matters. My friend, you've listened to these struggles, these lessons, these truths. And maybe somewhere inside, you saw a reflection of your own life, your battles, your fears, your hidden strength. Here's the reminder I want you to carry: you are not stuck. No matter how heavy your past feels, no matter how many times you've fallen, the next step is still in your control. Change doesn't happen in one giant leap. It begins with one small choice today. So I challenge you, don't just listen. Act. Take one lesson from this message and apply it in your life right now. Write it down, live it, breathe it, because your future is waiting and it will be built by the actions you choose today. And when the doubt whispers, remember this: you are stronger than your struggle, greater than your fear, and your story is not over yet.